Welcome back to Street Signs. Let's turn our focus now to India, where one of the country's leading mining companies, Gujarat Mineral Development Corporation, has posted a strong set of earnings for Q4. Revenue jumped 46% quarter-on-quarter, while gross profits surged 92% over the same period. The miner is a key producer of lignite, that's often called brown coal. It's a soft combustible sedimentary rock. And it's also, of course, as I mentioned, often referred to as brown coal. But a shortage of the black coal for energy production is certainly boosting demand for the mineral lignite. Well, the company produced over 2.5 million tonnes of lignite in the quarter, the highest in over 4 years. Gujarat Mineral stock has been also doing very well. The stock is up about 170% so far this year. So very well is perhaps somewhat of an understatement. Roopwant Singh is the Managing Director at Gujarat Mineral Development Corporation, joining us now from Ahmedabad in India. Roopwant, thank you very much for joining us today. I've learned a lot more about lignite than I ever knew before. Let's talk a bit about the power problems that are occurring in India right now. No fewer than 12 Indian states are currently facing a power shortage because of the lack of coal. How much is this driving demand for lignite?
Well, we principally cater to the state of Gujarat, the province of Gujarat, and GMDC takes care of, if you look at two estimates, to a quarter to 1/3 of the demand for solid fuel. And we also have our own thermal power plant, and we supply to a thermal plant owned by the state utility. Yes, there has been some pressure. The coal that they get from Coal India has been an issue for our power utility. So they were in close coordination with us, and they have asked us to ensure sustained supply to these two power units, and which we are ensuring.
So bottom line is you are able to adequately fill the shortfall that has been left by coal?
Very comfortably for the lignite power plants. And we have a set of 20 odd people. We have around 20 of our customers. We have 20 of our customers who are essentially, they have captive units. We are able to take care of their needs also. Yes, they do buy a bit of coal to set there to get the right calorific numbers, but we take care of their needs also.
Mm-hmm. The Ukraine war has had quite the knock-on effect around the commodity spectrum. And you don't just produce lignite, you produce a number of other minerals such as bauxite and magnesium. How much of an impact is the Ukraine war having on the commodities you produce, and what is that impact?
Principally over the past 7 to 8 years, we have become more unifocal on lignite only. It contributes 90% of our revenue, so I'll limit my answer to lignite at the moment. If you look at the number of sourcing of imported coal, before the war, around 2% only was coming from Russia, which has dried up, which was an insignificant amount. And as on date, 70 to 75% is taken care by Indonesia and 2 more countries, and Australia. So yes, it has had a pressure on commodities. Yes, lignite fuel prices are high, but that is the supply situation for us.
Roopwant, in a world where so much attention is now very much focused on the climate change issue, tell me where GMDC stands on issues of sustainability, climate, ESG.
Can I answer it in a different way in terms of our vision that we have? We have principally become a lignite-focused company. Yes, we know this fuel has a limited shelf life. So in the immediate 2-3 years, we have an ambition to deepen lignite to take care of the energy needs, the kind of power fluctuation requirements that take place. In the coming 3 to 4 years, we plan to launch our vision to take our revenues beyond lignite. We want to ensure that the company is future-proof. What Amanda was saying, we do produce other minerals, but they have not been the focus. We want to put those minerals back in the focus. And our dependence on lignite as a source of revenue and as a source of fuel to the state would also be rationalized in the short to medium term. That is our vision. And we have taken big names to help us undertake this transformation. Boston Consulting Group is one of them.
Can you tell me what you mean by rationalize? To what extent are you going to eliminate lignite from your business model, and over what period?
In the medium term, we plan to ensure 50% of our revenues come from non-lignite sources, 5 to 7 years.
So from 90% now to 50% of your production?
Yes.
Okay. And just from the government's perspective, how are you addressing the national requirements for sustainability that the government is putting in?
Our government has committed to certain goals globally, which are well known. But recently, in light of all these global commodity prices fluctuations and the uncertainties faced in the power sector, they're using a new expression that we're going to gradually ease out of coal. So we are committed to those goals and those commitments.
Mining companies are certainly no different from many other companies that have been facing global issues such as logistics costs, labor costs and shortages, even the simplest of things like not being able to transport minerals because of the shortage of railway carriages. What is the biggest issue holding you back, sir?
Biggest issue, there's no issue holding us back. We need to ramp up our production to take care of needs of the state of Gujarat. The solid pool requirements is in the range of 24 to 27 million tons. We, depending on which area you look at, we've catered to quarter to 1/3 of it. Our ambition is to, in 3 to 4 years, to move to catering 50% of it. One of the major initiatives that we have taken shall be in partnership, which is underway with the Indian Railways, where we are helping explore putting up a new railway line in Western Kutch, which is the largest district in Gujarat and which is one of the remote areas, and that is where 3 of our new lignite projects are going to open up in the coming 1.5 to 2 years. So we can take care of huge volume.
Your revenue numbers have gone up, and your stock price, as Mandy said, has really rocketed. I just want to put this in the context of your medium-term plans. You say within 7 years you're going to be slashing some 40% of your exposure to lignite. How is that going to affect not only your revenue and profit numbers, how is it going to affect what shareholders expect from you, and how is it going to affect your carbon output? Whatever you substitute the lignite for, is it going to make a difference to your scope 1, 2, 3 emissions?
So our alternative bouquet is metal, bauxite, multi-metal, manganese. Once those projects start rolling, they will deliver greater numbers at lesser volume, and the entire exercise will be more sustainable. So stockholders should be happy that we are venturing into high-value minerals. Now we are in a low-value, high-volume mineral. We are going to fill 50% of our bouquet with high-value products.
All right, there we will leave it. Thank you very much indeed for talking to us. Roopwant Singh of the Gujarat Mineral Development Corporation.
Thank you, man.
Nice talking to you this morning. Coming up, we'll stay with India and take a look at what's happening in the markets.